Hello, I'm Royce Gondo.
And I'm Michael Webster.
Today we are talking about portable video games.
Portable video games have explored new marketing techniques. Billions of people have encountered portable gaming, from phones to 3DSs, and encouraged the exchange of products between countries.
For both of us, this is a topic we have loved, so we thought, what a better time to learn more about this topic with national history.
When people are asked about what they think the first portable console is, they would probably think of the Game Boy. However, before the Game Boy came Mattel Auto Race in 1976. 4 full years before Nintendo's Game & Watch came out. Auto Race involved the player dodging dots that came down from the top of the screen, which the player, dodged as they tried to reach the finish line. The player must get to the top of the screen 4 times in 99 seconds or they lose. Auto Race has also had 4 gears, which increased the speed of the game. Mattel later created the basketball, football, and several other electronic games. Milton's Bradley Microvision came out in 1979, and a very innovative function came with it: interchangeable cartridges. This feature made the Microvision gross $8 million in the first year of release. However, the Microvision was discontinued in 1981.
Now that we had that out of the way, let's talk about the Game & Watch. The Game & Watch was the first successful portable console by today's standards. The Game & Watch had 29 models each, with separate games. The Game & Watch was also a big reason why video games have become a success after the great video game crash. After the early days came the biggest booms of fads, pop culture, and general excitement across the world. One day, in 1989, a portable console called the Game Boy was released by Nintendo. This act was a critical moment in gaming history as portable video games' popularity took off, selling 60 million units worldwide. Why was this console so popular? When the Game Boy was first released, it was bundled with some of the most popular games of all time. What's a game? Tetris. In addition to this, the Game Boy had some killer titles like Pokemon, Mario Land 2, and Dr. Mario.
Specifically on the topic of Game Boy games have created its own culture in Japan, with almost every store in the streets having something to do with it, whether it be the games, plushies, or something else. Either way, the Game Boy shared many titles that you will still see today, like Fire Emblem, Pokemon, Tetris, etc. And now even in the States and the rest of the world, the Game Boy is affecting all of us, with the games we play, the way we look at games, and the way consoles are made today. The consoles really took off after all companies recognizing how good the Game Boy really was. The Game Boy Advance was the most successful 6th generation console. The PlayStation Portable, the Wonderful 1, Zodiac, and the Neo Geo Pocket were competitors to the GBA. However, the PSP, Zodiac, and Neo Geo Pocket were way too expensive. The Wonderful 1 lacked titles, even though it was cheaper, and the Game Boy Advance still hadn't been released yet. However, it probably hurt its chances by never being released outside of Japan. The Game Boy Advance still overtook the competition after its release in 2001. The Game Boy Advance had a lot of hit games as well. The remade version of the original Pokemon, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, Mother 3, which is a huge sequel to Mother 2, or as we hear in the States known as Earthbound. Mother 3 was only released in Japan, and people have still been begging for this to come to the States. Advance was another title that really hit hard with the fan base. The Game Boy Advance gave developers more space to work with, as well as, in general, more size compared to the earlier Game Boy. In the 80s, video games were mostly advertised through magazines, posters, and even TV commercials. However, all these marketing techniques were often low budget, forcing video game developers to adapt and explore new ways to advertise their products. Most of these ads were made simply to announce the release of a console or game and were directed towards kids. However, at the turn of the century, the fall of Sega and the rise of the Xbox made the video game market change completely.
Instead of cheap, cheesy commercials, they have to be expensive and elaborate. Why? Video game marketing has changed so much that games too have become much more elaborate. Instead of a yellow circle being chased around by ghosts, games now have elaborate story plots that span games, books, and comics, allowing companies to make story-based ad campaigns like Halo Sunday Truth and I Love Bees campaigns. Not all commercials are elaborate and expensive, though. Some simply fulfill their specified task to spread the word. Consider I Love Bees, an ad campaign, which was an online and real-life puzzle and scavenger hunt campaign that announced Halo 2. This ad was expensive, but compared to the profits it brought in, it was cheap. But it was ultimately successful. It dropped hints of Halo 2 along the way, something never done in multi-million-dollar companies, which built up excitement, which creators exploited, as it made their product one of the best-selling games of all time.
Another reason why the video game market changed is releasing consoles and games is much more risky. Now the ads for games has to happen at least 2 weeks ahead of time, so people can ready their wallets. Surprise releases must happen during Christmas season if they are to be successful, but are still risky. An initially unsuccessful ad campaign can cripple a company like Sega or Atari forever, as other companies will quickly take their sales, preventing them from selling their products.
The audience also played a major part in marketing. Millions of people play games like Clash of Clans and Candy Crush every day. And some of these people don't even claim that they are gamers. Grown adults make millions a year just by recording themselves playing video games. The video game market has grown so much that even Pokemon has a promotional ad on the Super Bowl And that ad wasn't even for a game or a console. Companies now have people eagerly waiting for the next game, allowing them to invest a small portion of their profits on it.
The internet also gave its fair share to video game marketing. The internet has allowed us to find out about how good games are through sites like IGN, allowed companies to find out the demand for their products through pre-ordering or downloading video games online, and through the internet, companies can invest relatively little to their potential sales and get their ad everywhere. The DS was one of the most incredible consoles ever to come from technology. The DS had wonderful games, amazing controls, and one of the most bought portable consoles of all time. Not only that, but the DS broke the fourth wall. The DS was the first portable console to add a touchscreen, which is almost a commodity by today's standards with all of the iPhones in the world. But at the time, this is not even close to a commodity. Not only did it just have a touchscreen there, but instead it was used well, with games like Mario Kart, Pokemon, Legend of Zelda, Phantom Hourglass, and many, many more. Which is why the DS is one of the most sold portable consoles ever, with approximately $154.01 million in sales. The Game Boy Advance put Nintendo on top, but the Nintendo DS sealed the deal, with Nintendo being the top dog of portable gaming. Because of the DS's prominence, Nintendo made the 3DS, which is the prominent portable console of the day. The DS really just had everything going for it, which leads us into the modern era of portable consoles. Today, the console market is made up of high-quality consoles like the 3DS and the PlayStation Vita that focus on innovation and exclusive games, which is contrary to the market in the past, which favored cheaper consoles like the Game Boy. However, the portable console is not as strong as the new smartphone market called mobile gaming, with cheap or free games that advertise products in game or have the player pay money to get exclusive content. Compared to the older past consoles like the Game & Watch and Microvision, computer circuitry has shrunken considerably, making our devices smaller and smaller. The market we have has changed too. Now instead of going to a store to buy a game, you can buy a game at home through microtransactions.
The future of portable gaming is basically unlimited. With consoles constantly moving forward, it only means that they can get better. As smartphones are becoming more accessible, mobile games are too. More phones means that more people are playing games on those phones. According to recent studies, it is estimated that in 2017, mobile games will bring in 17% of all revenue for the entire gaming genre. Who knows, maybe we could get a virtual reality portable console. We just don't know. I'm excited for the future, but nobody knows. We might have another video game crash. Nobody knows.